It's a very, very tough situation when you go somewhere to celebrate and have a great time, and you're with friends and sometimes with family, and the fair is about the best things in life.
Governor John Kasich struggling to hold back his emotions after one person has now been killed, 7 others injured at the Ohio State Fair. The tragedy happened last night at the fair's opening day.
Here's the latest on the disaster and where the investigation stands this morning. We know one person is dead, an 18-year-old man. 7 are hurt. 3 of them are in critical condition, all in the hospital there in Columbus. Governor Kasich has ordered all the fair rides shut down for even more safety inspections. And again, this and every other ride passed multiple inspections before the fair opened. In a statement, organizers with the Ohio State Fair said, quote, "Our hearts are heavy for the families involved in last night's tragic accident." But again, the fair will reopen at 9 this morning.
Now, breaking this morning, we're hearing from witnesses for the first time and seeing video of the accident itself.
The whole cart broke off, about 4 of them in it. 2 people flew out in the air. Then as they were getting off the ride, it happened simultaneously. Looked over to the right, seen the cart flying, 2 people flying out their seats. It was crazy.
You could see the emotion from the individuals there. Cell phone video shows the moment that the pair of the ride, or part of the ride, breaks apart. It's the bottom of your screen right there. We stop it video because it is graphic indeed, but it shows what was happening as that ride broke apart. Fair officials say the ride was tested several times and passed all safety checks.
9 on your side's Evan Millward has more from Columbus.
We know none of the rides on the Midway here will reopen this morning. The rest of the fair will be open. Governor John Kasich will be here as previously planned, but none of the rides will open. This morning we know one man, we are hearing maybe in his teens, is dead. 3 people are in critical condition after a ride called the Fireball malfunctioned yesterday evening. The video that we have seen from witnesses, what we have gathered from inspectors and the State Highway Patrol that are investigating, is that an arm of this ride that swings passengers back and forth flew off with people on it. In the video from witnesses, you can see people flying in all directions. Just a terrible sight. The Governor John Kasich, calling it the biggest tragedy in Ohio State Fair history. The governor closed all of the rides until they can be inspected. That will likely take through today. These rides are inspected 3 to 4 times before they are even allowed to operate, even inspected not just by the Agriculture Department, but by an outside inspector. So the question this morning is what happened. It is weighing heavily on the governor and the man who inspects these rides. Take a listen.
It's a very, very tough situation when you go somewhere to celebrate and have a great time, and you're with friends and sometimes with family, and the fair is about the best things in life, and then tonight with this accident, it becomes a terrible, terrible tragedy.
We take this job very serious, and when we have a tragedy like this, it hits everybody, and it hits us really hard. So my grandchildren ride this equipment, so our guys do not rush through this stuff. We look at it, we take care of it, and we pretend it's our own.
This one hit everyone involved hard. Last night was the first night of the Ohio State Fair. If you're like me and you grew up driving up here every summer, sometimes more than once, to come to the Ohio State Fair, you know that it is odd to not see the lights and hear the music and hear the giggles and the screams and see these rides operating. A huge part of this fair. The State Agriculture Department, the governor telling people these rides are inspected over and above what you would expect. They are safe. But the message from the governor this morning is that accidents do happen. His thoughts are with everyone. He's told us last night he wants to meet with the families of those affected